Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the most powerful hour, the hour of power, here coming at you live here from the WRC TV studios here in York, Pennsylvania. This particular program is going out live for the local viewing area, as well as being simulcasted to Facebook. We're going to spend a little time. We're going to make sure we share that to the proper channels, as well as going to be on YouTube later on tonight. I'm going to go ahead and drop it down. So I'm going to give everybody a little bit of time to get your organic popcorn, get your Izzy drinks, and things of that nature as we get all set up here. Boom. Boom. One more. I'm going to put that on yours, who's Roger. We got a special guest back by popular demand. Roger Myers going to be joining us in a brief moment. He's going to share some wonderful, I think it's a little more than a hobby, what you think? Expertise, I would say. Expertise, and following the same idea and theme about nature. The idea is we want to encourage everybody to kind of go out and reconvene and get back and find your true self. So with that, I'm going to say my little brief kind of intro. Jewel of the day, kick it to PC Eloheem, and then we're going to kind of go into the interview. Anybody has any would like to add to the conversation, make sure you call in. I believe it's going to be on the bottom of the screen. The little scroll down there is 717-846-5067. That's the call-in number, or you can feel free to comment on pages. I'll be checking out the different responses on the pages throughout. However, like I said, I'm Ptah Shakur. I know my place in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. I'm in the upper room. God is, God is, God is. I, Ptah Shakur, pledge to always look for the best in each and every circumstance, in each and every one, especially starting with myself. I come from love, I am love, and I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the highest level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am free, I am free, I am free. Behold, I'll make all things new. That's a little affirmation that I say every day to kind of get me kind of stoked up and get me looking at things from the proper perspective. So if you want to go ahead and steal that, you can write it down and go. You can have it. That one's for free. I am a catalyst for change. I'm a role model, youth advocate, Reiki teacher, entrepreneur, spiritual guide, and channel. I'm a rebel here to uninstall cowardice. I, Ptah Shakur, seek to shed light on the daily atrocities orchestrated by the elites who seek control of you and I, and their end game is near. I intend to promote nothing but light and love, education, and motivation for those seeking to understand the current cosmic energies that's pulsating in every animate being on this planet. I'm a dangerous man to those elites and their shadow government corrupting the world since 1950. And for all those who will willfully participate in their own energetic enslavement. And anybody want to check that out, look at the Harry Truman in 1950. He did a State of the Union address when he shared to be mindful of these military state, which is now in full control of the United States of America and actually leading us down a path I don't think that we want to be involved in. So, hence, those that identify as feminine, we need your vision. We need your energy to correct the ills caused by the imbalance in creation. We respect the feminine energy. We believe that needs to be balanced in order for we have a full expression of what life has for us. For those that identify as masculine, I'm asking you to join me in this particular mindset. Here's the mindset. We would rather die like a man than live like a coward. And I'm asking everybody to step to the plate to protect the human family. If you see something that express that light and love, you see some stuff going on that's affecting the whole, step to the plate. It's time for us to step up. To all my thousands of YouTube subscribers, that's the little bit of manifestation right there. To my millions of YouTube subscribers, remember that you are eternal beings with forever being a fraction of eternity. You are beautiful, powerful, love-like children of the divine grid programmer. To my hooded youth, we love you. And even though my generation has let you down, the buck stops here with us. We look to guide the youth, which we consider to be the most powerful souls ever produced, and towards unlocking their greatness. I am unlimited, open door which no man can shut. I am the mighty presence of source in action. In short, I'm your brother. Even short, I'm you. To all my star seeds, wanderers, indigo children, angelic souls, we are the new founding fathers. I say, let us all unite in the love for self and cast a little bit of portion of that love to your reflections that's walking around in your day-to-day activities and physical flesh called your fellow human being. I would never kill myself. I love, I'm a family man, happily married, community active individual, love light to everybody. So I'm asking everybody to get tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the most powerful of all hours, the hour of power. So just real briefly, I want to kind of share my little jewel of the week. You know, I think Charlemagne the God, he got was a donkey of the day or donkey of the week? Donkey of the day. So we got a jewel of the week, and this is something that's real pronounced. It's a name that everybody needs to know. It's going to be ringing through your ears in a matter of Ptah Shakur here to tell you, what do you say, believe me now, hear me later? That's what they did on Saturday Night. They had them dudes all like, hear me now, believe me later. Yeah, you're hearing it now. The individual's name is Dr. Stephen Greer. He's an individual who's very the headpiece of bringing this particular whistleblower accounts. I know some people may be paying attention to the news. There's some Congress had whistleblower accounts. This stuff is real, y'all. They're letting some of the little information leak out a little bit at a time. The idea is that there is hidden technologies. The United States government has now shared, they're acknowledged that they have crashed ships and retrievals. They have technologies that they sitting there holding on. 0 point energy. And knowledge that if we had that present today, it would completely get rid of gas, coal burning, and things of that nature. You know, there's people that know what this knowledge is, but they want to get that money. And so they, you know, free energy. People are sitting on it. So Dr. Stephen Greer, he's in the forefront. It's drstevengreer.com. What you could do, I did it myself. You go on this particular website. There's a bill that's going through legislation right now. It's called the Amnesty Provision Bill.
What's that about? Amnesty
Provision Bill is a bill that is set up to put some teeth to the laws to allow. It's called RICO. It's called a RICO charge where you can charge. There's criminal charges. There's people, like I said, these bad actors been doing their things since 1950, getting away with it scot-free. Money that's unchecked. They take trillions and trillions of dollars, erect these different types of things, running things behind the scenes, they're controlling. We all in the back of the station wagon. We need to be in the driver's seat. This is for the people, by the people, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't understand why we got just a small group of individuals, the 1% that owns 99.5, and they're going for 99.8 before the year's over. But to answer your question, the Amnesty Provision Bill is a bill that is set up to give the law, the Department of Justice and the top cop, the Attorney General, to give them the power to actually go knock on the doors of Lockheed Skunk Works. Hear that word. Lockheed Skunk Works is a division, it's a private industry that actually produces aeronomic planes and things. They had captured this information and they've been over there building, and they got ships. They got things. There's a whole plethora of inventions and things that just sitting. You think they don't got the iPhone 30 already? You lying to yourself. They already have this technology and they choose to kind of bring it out a little bit at a time, slowly. Because they don't want to inundate the market. They want to get the full money out of everything, then flip it. They're years ahead of us, and they acting dumb.
So, tell you how people so close-minded. If you got any iPhone, you can take it to one of these, like T-Mobile or something like that, and I think that they'll give you the 15. So you can have an i5. Don't take it in and get a 15.
Man, this is the most gracious, beautiful time to be alive. This is the time that was written about in all scriptures and scrolls. The Mayans spoke about this time. He talks about the return of the Mahdi, the Christ consciousness. This is the time. And so with this particular measures and these different legislation things that's going in, Congress is just now waking up at the fact that they're not running this country. If you think Joe Biden is running this country, you are sadly mistaken.
He got people to answer to.
Exactly. There's some head chief justices, the chief staff They go and ask these individuals for information. They say, this is a need-to-know basis. You don't know. There's actually a general. I didn't even bring that information. There's a general, a 5-star general that sits on the chief of staff, the one who the president called when beef happens. They asked him, he's inquiring. He said, what? Whistleblowers is coming out, and they saying the truth. They know where the bodies is at. They know where the ships is at. They know where these places are. So this bill allows them the jurisdiction to go. What's the where you get like the judge signs off an order for you to go into a spot? I forget what you call it.
A warrant.
A warrant to kind of go. This what this amnesty provision bill would allow them to kind of go in there, because you can knock on the door and say, we want to see your facility. It's going to say, just like this 5-star general that went to the Lockheed Skunk Works and said, I want to see your facility. I'm a 5-star general. I'm chilling with Biden right there. They say, you don't need to know. Go on. Go run. And they threatened his life. Now, this is real-time stuff. That's why I would never kill myself. I'm a happily married man. And I invite everybody. It's time for us to all to wake up. So, long story short, go to drstephengreer.com. Real is already all populated kind of email all in there. All you got to do is put your name and your email address in there and automatically press send. It sends that particular message. It sends it to the president. It sends it to Kamala Harris. It sends it to the Secretary of State. It sends it to all your U.S. senators and all your U.S. Republicans. It goes to Carol Hill Evans. I told her when I seen her yesterday, I said, you get my message? This is serious time. The reason why this is so serious, if we all come together as the masses, the people who this country is originally designed to be about, if we come in, we make a big noise about it. We talking about it. We asking our senators, like, oh, y'all check that out. We got to put some fire to them. They're supposed to represent us. So we put that fire to them. That way things can happen peacefully. Because believe it or not, they're going to go up in these buildings, and there's soldiers that's holding these buildings down. Mm-hmm. They got the mindset that they working for you or not. They got the mindset that they actually are defending the Constitution when they're not. They're really just defending these elites. And so we don't want no blood to be shed. So do your part. Inquire. Go to drstephengreer.com. I'm going to put it up on the Facebook and all that stuff later on. Real serious time we living in. That's what I got for him. I got my God, bro, right here next to me. Love you, bro.
For sure, man.
How you feeling, bro?
Feeling blessed, man. Highly favored, man. Highly blessed. Every day above ground is winning. You know that. For sure.
So before I bring on our wonderful guest, like I said, this is the Hour of Power. You can go ahead and feel free to call in, add to the conversation if you need some clarity. Oh, I forgot to say this. Warning. The information that you're going to hear in this particular show, it may excite you, it may depress you, it may trigger you, but I promise you it's coming from the most truthful energy humanly possible. And go ahead and call in. We can have a wonderful little discourse. And before I kind of bring Roger on, just share this. Be aware from what you see. You see stuff is going on in the news, man. You see the Israel.
That war is crazy, man.
And I did full research on that back in the 90s. So it's like the same old song.
It's like every 10 years we gotta go to war or something, they say. So we're due. But for what?
Well, war do bring that money in, though. That's a good way to kind of jump. Huh?
We don't see it.
Yeah, maybe not this particular war. Well, I don't know. Because it says some hostages. I'm just going to put this out here. I'm not going to go into depth too much into the whole conflict at this particular time. I ain't going to take the vibe off. The whole reason I brought that up is make sure that we're not operating in a fearful state. Do your own research. Do your own math. Check your own news. Yeah, you got ability to go and Google and check everything. DuckDuckGo everything. Do your own math, because one thing is, somebody broke this down to me about fear. Because when you're in that state of fear, you're easily controlled physically through it's called not reflexology, but it's also called muscle testing, kinesiology. Whenever we're in a fearful state, we become easily. You could just physically just move people around, and they become weak spiritually. So this is a breakdown of what fear is, like an acronym. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. And we went kind of deep. We went into the X-Files joint last week. We was in the lab last week. You see, we were amongst nature now. The old place I'd rather be than with the birds, flowers, trees, and leaves. So we out among nature here. We got the bees, everything flying around us. So with that,
that's a good segue.
bringing on the expert. Everybody, oh, you got it?
Go ahead. Hold on.
All right, bring it on to the stage, backed by popular demand. Individuals on. He brought his art and everything. Bring it up for Roger Meyer, everybody.
Thank you.
What's going on, good brother?
Peace and love. Peace and love to you. So, how you feeling, bro? What you got for us today? You got a little soup over here. You got a bunch of What's up?
Yeah, today we're gonna get into the bee world here. Things.
Okay.
The queen bee is associated with the divine feminine, fertility, growth, personal power, success, and motherhood. The queen bee is a survivor when winter arrives, as she is the one who builds a new hive in the spring. The bee represents the wise use of nature. 99% of the beehive we know is female. 10% is male.
That's interesting. Female-dominated
female got the males working.
Structures. For sure.
Yeah. It's like a 360 full circle of life. The female queen bee's job is only to lay eggs, as the worker provides everything for her, and they're also females too. But with her pheromones circulating, their insides just dissolves a little bit. Goes away at their reproduction. They all can able to lay eggs. But with the queen around, it dissolves their organs.
What dissolves the organs? Just being around the queen?
The pheromones,
Oh, pheromones. You mean like the smells?
The glands.
The
she's
glands
got like 7 different glands and 7 different smells. Each smell is like, one can mean food, one can mean defense, one can mean call a daughter over here. And how she does that is she puts the pheromones on a piece of food, and it's passed on to a social worker through all the other bees through the colony, so they know how her health is doing. It's like a health check.
Wow.
Yeah, so
nature is interesting, man.
It's a health check on the bee.
Yeah,
They know that she's still healthy and alive. So they'll trade it with each other for food.
Yes, sir.
And they keep going that way.
Like that they can smell like sickness, weakness.
Oh yeah, they can fear your fear if you're messing with them. You're sweating, you gotta meditate when we go in there or something. It keeps calm because they can feel your fear.
I believe that because when I was little, we had a little tree right outside of our house, and we had like a little bee hive or something in there. And I was scared to death. And that things used to mess me. And I remember me and my sister, we all got stung up. Now my mentality has changed because I have some wise individuals was telling me like how the Native Americans, they used to utilize the bees. They used to speak to the bees, and the bees would lead them to where particular honey is at. And so I took on that idea, like when we take kids out like for summer camp and things, bees be coming around. Big old bee, big man. If I seen a bee like that when I was little, I'm headed the other way. Right. My wife be tripped out. I see a big old bee come out my face. I just tell, I'll have no use for you right now, bee. Thank you very much. Intelligence. Nature has intelligence built in. And you said something before, like they know when the Can you tell us real quick about when the queen is hot or when she's like overheating?
Oh, wait, yeah. When she's hot or overheating, the rest of the bees will fly to the entrance, and they'll create like a fan, and they'll do with their wings, and they'll circulate air out. And if she gets cold, like in the wintertime, they all ball up on her and shatter, make this shattering noise to keep her warm, like friction. You know what I mean? That's how they defend against, like you got these killer hornets that come after these bees, and they all gang up on the bees, and they make it warm. Certain temperature, when it gets too warm and suffocating, oxygen kills the bees. It gets so hot.
I didn't know that.
Is that their predator or what their natural
predator? The Asian hornets. You got a couple birds. You got this
birds eat bees.
Called, birds catch them right out of the sky.
I didn't know that. Sting their beak.
You got a bee wolf goes around hunting bees. Called a bee wolf. Goes around hunting bees. Go
ahead. Yeah, you brought some stuff for us. But
I'm a member of the bee club, and I can sign out books and do whatever I want. Well, the thermometers we was talking about, how do you mask them and get near the bee? If you put the smoker on them, it's usually burlap, but the best is pine saw pine saw needles.
Was this the smoker?
The smoker.
With the smoker,
When
calms them down?
when it calms them down, it masks the pheromones, you know. It says sting you.
So, like, what's this? Is it a... Oh, okay, so it kind of pushes.
Yeah.
So you just drop something down in there like a little...
Yeah, that's how you calm them down. You want to burn like pine needles in there or something.
Is that what these is right here?
Yep, there's the burner here. Now we wear two kinds of suit. There's a full jacket suit, and then you got when you get good and you get better at it, you got what's like the heck. See, me personally, I don't like nothing crawling in my nose, my ears, my mouth. I'm gonna jump. You know, this is just personal. You know what I mean? But I'm still I'm still like getting used to get around bees, because here's the thing: the more you get stung, the more immune you get. I haven't been. I'm trying to duck the stingers, you know. I'm in class and everything. I'm like this, full suited. Got my God. There's guys that's been doing it a long time. Ain't got nothing on, but they've been stung so many times that their tolerance in their system is real high.
You said people let all the bees land, you know what I mean?
After a while, your tolerance, you get build up tolerance after getting stung so many times. And basically, when the bee stings, your blood is rushed into that area, and you know each stinger is like a barbed wire, like a little hook on it, like you go fishing. So when you're trying to remove them, trying to rub it, you know, like.
That's what they used to tell us in football. Put dirt on it, spit on the dirt, make mud, put it on the bee sting.
Yeah.
I would just freak out. So I guess if you freak out and just start scratching, what does that do? Does that like cause nothing?
Yeah. It might have more bees come after you, when you're freaking out.
They said don't jump in water either. They said don't jump in water or something either, right?
Water.
They'll sit there and wait for you.
Yeah, you know, bees got a 6 mile radius. You know, when they go foraging and they look for flowers, they got a 6 mile radius. So if someone would call me to come catch a bee in the city, I would have to take it 6 miles out of the city, or that bee would come back. You see what I'm saying? Wow. It's like, you know, we all got crystals and magnetic, you know, in us. So we believe like every animal, you got to take them. Like if you catch a groundhog, you got to take him 2 miles away, so he don't come back to the same spot, because you know the magnetic field and the crystal in your body is what brings you back to where you were. You know what I mean? Every animal has different. Some have heat sensor. Some can see stuff you can't see in the dark, like cats. You know what I mean?
Right.
6 mile radius. I could take my children 6 blocks away. They wouldn't know how to get back. That's deep. That's deep.
Like, the eyes, you know, the 360 eyeball, the light, see all around. Yeah, light plays a major thing in the bee world. When we set the hives got to face southeast because it gets the most light during the day, night.
And you mentioned something to me over the phone, and then I'll just ask this quick question. Then you can keep bringing your stuff. You got wonderful stuff there about how the first currency was bees, or you said they was honey.
Oh yeah,
honey.
Honey was the first currency. Honey was the first currency. And then when the first coin came out, it had a bee on it. Which honey was brought over here in the 17th century by the settlers, and then it was sworn.
From where?
Oh yeah, you know, all right, and you're going way back, but there's bees come from many different wasps and honeybees crossbreeding. Bees must have been bred maybe like six times, you know, or maybe more, you know, because people are doing genetics now. They're changing bees around and everything. They're rearing them.
They're changing bees around?
Oh yeah, to make super honey. That's how they get the killer bees. They was messing with them, trying to get better honey, and they ended up with killer bees.
It's blowing my mind right now, man.
Ended up with killer. Yeah, genetics is playing a big part in that. Like cloning Tyrone, you know what I mean?
Tyrone the bee. That sounds like a movie right there.
Yeah, you know, and then you had the government pollination program and all that, and they're all racing to see who can get the best bee. There's actually what a beekeeper do is he'll get the queen and he'll go and get a male from the best hive. That's producing, you know, strong producing. He'll get that male and actually mate it with his.
Okay.
Just to get the best honey.
That's what's up.
But it's a sad life for a male bee because he's kicked out of the nest because of inbreeding. What happens is when bees are bred, they take 100% of their mother's genes into their body, whereas as the fathers take 50% of the daughters, as the mothers is 50% to the daughters too. And 25% of them might even have their mother's genes and become queens. The circle of life is, the queen's job is to lay eggs all day long. The workers take care of her. The workers actually got a gland that's built into their mouth that produces royal jelly, which feeds the larvae as they're born in the little cocoons, and it feeds the queen.
Wow. Jelly too?
Jelly is that stuff there is filled with is more healthier than the honey. So as the babies are born, they're fed with the rich royal jelly, and then it's diluted as it goes along with honey and pollen. Pollen is what's called bee bread. Pollen is what's called bee bread.
That's some good stuff. Like for anybody who's out there, like I said, this is the Hour of Power show. If you would like to, you can go ahead and call in and add to the conversation, or you can drop a line. I know particularly for allergies, and I kind of shared this before. When I was living in Kansas, my allergies was crazy. Unfortunately, I passed that on to my daughter. We always around the same time. We'd be sniffling. But somebody told me, I don't know who it was. It was like a home remedy type of stuff. They would say get some bee pollen. Now I'm triggered, like as a person that has a bee pollen. I don't mess with no bees. You talking about? I don't mess with bees.
Yeah, I heard that.
So then I went and got the bee pollen, and what it is like these little yellow little balls of pollen that you can get, maybe like $10 or so. And what I would do, just take a little thing, just throw it back, chew on it. I thought it was going to taste sweet. I don't know why I think everything from that coming. So it had a little raw kind of taste to it. But I'm telling you, so anybody who's out there listening, that's one of the great, like homeopathic, natural ways to alleviate allergies. You don't have to take Claritin and doo-doo-doo, da-da-da, and all that
when you
type
take
of stuff.
Claritin and all that, it damages your nerves and all that. It makes you more of a wreck.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't like messing with that.
It makes everything go up, high blood pressure, everything. And if you're already dehydrated, your blood vessels are, constricted. So you already got high blood pressure if you're not drinking enough water and you're dehydrated. So you got to water yourself. That's another thing. When bees find water, they'll go back to the hive, right? And they'll communicate. I don't know. We just still don't know all the bee language. But they'll do like a tap, a wing, and it's directions of where that water is located at. So another bee will come out and know exactly where that location is. So you could be at your swimming pool, and that's another reason why you have bees and stuff in the city. You can be at a swimming pool, and they can actually attack your swimming pool after the scout comes out and lets the rest know where it's at.
Where the water is, like drinking supply water.
Go back and do a little waggle dance, little tap, and I don't know what north, east, west, the way they communicate. We still haven't figured it out yet.
That's a science, man.
But the scout will come out. He'll go back to the hive, let them know, and then they all come out. You know where to go. It's pretty accurate.
That's crazy. Maybe that's why they say don't run into the water. They gonna hunt you down.
Right, they love water. They use water to build the hives, and propylene hives, which is antibacterial free. Oh, it's nice. I mean, if you had a hive, if you had a house built out of a hive propylene, you wouldn't have no mold. You wouldn't have no bacteria. Bees are the cleanest animals in the world. People ask, "Hey, where's honey come from? Does it come from bee poop?" No, it comes from the bee. The bee got two different stomachs. It's got one stomach for digesting food, and it's got one stomach. It regurgitates nectar and it turns into honey. Regurgitated nectar is honey.
So what you're saying is so when they put it in their mouths, I guess it differentiate whether it goes to the stomach. But only one mouth though.
One mouth, but two stomachs. One stomach is to process your food you eat during the day, and one stomach is to carry nectar back to the hive to convert it over to honey when you regurgitate it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And the picture here you're looking at right here is California buys all the bees from everybody. If you catch a queen bee, can net $150 a nuke. is 13,000 bees. When it first starts, it end up with 50,000 at the end of the 7-week process of honey. So, but
which one?
most of the bees are bought from everybody around and shipped out into the almond orchard in California. It takes like 106 million hives it takes to make an almond orchard. So that's a lot of almond. I mean, to get it. Almond
So
orchard.
what's the difference between a hive and a nester?
The hive and the nest?
Yeah, ain't there like a differential or something like that?
A hive is. Yeah, let's talk about that. Back in the medieval days, the hives were made out of straw, wild straw, clay, hollow wooden logs. That's basically where you found them. Hollow wooden logs in the beginning.
Like hollow trees. And
Yeah,
stuff
hollow
like
trees
that.
where you found them in the beginning, and then as we grabbed them, we put them in clay pots. And what they would do after the end of the 7 weeks of harvesting honey, they would take some stuff called like sulfur smoke and kill it. And then they break the clay pot and then eat the honey. We were eating honey from the cones ever since 1950s. It wasn't until a company in Brooklyn that came along and took the honey out of the cone and made it a billion-dollar business, and everyone followed. Wow. Now you got fake honey, sugar down, watered down products and stuff like that.
Have you had honey like from the cone and like biting it and eating it
Yeah,
like
from
that?
the cone. Yeah.
I'm gonna try some of that. I seen it on a movie.
They have. I think our local honey here is in Spring Grove. Go down Maryland, like it's Cali. California is a mecca. They need all them honeybees to do the almonds. Because you get like an almond type of honey. You know, it depends. You know, when a bee find a patch of flowers, they'll stick with that patch of flowers. They won't go with nowhere else. To be loyal to that patch. All different types of colors.
They're taking all the bees, making that honey nut Cheerios. And you said it's been around for a while. You said it was found in Egypt.
Right, in Egypt, in the ancient Kemet.
The King Tut tomb.
King Tut tomb.
Yeah, they used to put them on their tombs, right? The symbol of the bee.
We have the cocoon. You see right here.
Mm-hmm.
These bees went from Egypt to China, to Egypt, to Egypt to China, over to UK and was domesticated then.
That's when they started.
So it took a lot of wasps and bumblebees to make these bees. You know, yeah, it's sad to say it. Honeybees is from a wasp family. You know what I mean?
They look way different. Now what type
very
of
different because they've been bred. It took 6 different. Look, they went from Africa over to China, from China back over to Africa. And every time you go back and forth, you're breeding it and making different bees out of it. And the genetics and the DNA is always changing in the bee world because you're always cloning them.
Mm-hmm.
So then Tommy got over to Europe, which the bees that we deal with now is called Italian honeybees.
It's
They're
a
more
few different
calmer,
bees, right?
Yeah, they're more calmer, easy to work with. And they were domesticated in Europe. Back in the 19th century.
How many bees is it though? Like 6? Like 6 different bees or something like that?
There's a whole bunch.
There's a whole bunch, yeah.
Bees are the greatest pollinators. You know, before the bees arrived, our pollinators were carpenter bees, bumblebees, bats, flies, ants, termites, beetles. You know, beetles over in Egypt does the thing. You know, and getting it done.
Yeah, the dung beetle.
Eggs. You know, and they make a mess. Though beetles are good pollinators, but they eat their way through the leaf. Through the stem when they pollinate stuff, they leave a mess.
They said that the whatever dung beetle is the only insect or animal that can make a perfect circle. You know what I mean? Just think about that. They can take the dung
and pollinate.
Yeah, and they did roll with it, and they did perfect circle. That's
pretty powerful.
And what you got there? You able to pop that box up?
Oh yeah.
When we grab something,
right here,
in
the 19th century, Reverend revolutionized all that. You didn't have to break the clay no more, and You didn't have to break the straw.
You got bees in there now?
No.
I swore I seen something just move.
He rapping a lot. He rapping
I see something. You see me look.
Okay, hold up. I got my rat.
Don't be pranking us, Roger. That makes some good TV though. Imagine a whole bunch of bees just jump out of that joint. You see me jump over this table.
See, he understood there was a reverend that invented this beehive, and it's been ever since the same pattern everybody's been using. What he did was study the spacing of the bees and was able to come up with to check up on the bees' health easier and to get the honey easier. Instead of breaking the clay pot or killing them at the end of the cycle, now we can keep the bees longer.
Oh, see that?
Queen bee longer.
So you actually turned into the queen bee then, right? That what that is, like? That's great.
Yeah, we can just move this right here.
Hold on, let's see what you said.
Here we go. Yeah, that's perfect.
Big box. Now this box you would face to the southeast because you get the most sun that way. You know.
Oh, and they all sit down in there like this.
They all sit down in here.
How do they get in? Or they just slide in from the top?
Oh, they'll get in through the bottom here. There's an entrance here.
Oh.
So they'll go right through the entrance. And then we close it up from the top.
So everyone is...
So the queen don't get away. We usually have it like an extractor. I usually, if I go out and there's a swarm and you catch a queen, you'd stick her in this clip. You stick her in this clip right here. Right? You catch the queen, she's bigger than the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you stick her in this clip and you would stick her in, say, that box I just showed you. You'd keep her in there for 48 hours in this clip, and all the other bees, when they come, see, bees come in at night, 7 o'clock at night they come in. So when they come in and find the queen there, they'll keep coming. They'll tell the other ones, we here, come on over, you know, like the rest of them will come in. So when you're out there catching bees, it takes 2 days to catch them.
For them all to kind of get
used to where it's at, and then
running in.
And then I'll come back 7 o'clock that nighttime, and I'll blanket it, take off in the car, and relocate it 6 miles away.
Wow.
Yeah, we got. I'm a member of the Bee Association, so I'm able to sign out books, DVDs, and stuff like that. So I get texts when there's bears attacking bees all the time. The last bear attack was in New Freeland. It was a bear attacking the beehive. So we just there's a heads up that goes to the email to all the beekeepers. Tuck your bees up.
Oh, I was gonna say, what y'all gonna do? What you gonna do when a bear come for your bees?
No, they let you know ahead of time. You get that alert.
Oh, I got you.
I get alerts. I get, like, in my email, I'll get alerts of bees here in York and stuff like that. One time I was watching the news and I seen there was bees that flew on the side of the building in New York. And I knew right away. I said, wait a minute, if they swarmed on the side of the building in New York, someone either got them as a hobby somewhere. Usually no one says nothing. Investigation, they find out somebody on the roof.
Yeah.
Right
there in Brooklyn or somewhere.
Like with the pigeon.
The reason bees swarm is they get overcrowded. So I would have to, these is called supers, I would have to add another, as the season goes on, I would have to keep adding. Because if I wouldn't, it'll explode in my neighbor's backyard. I've been looking up, it's probably my neighbor's roof. It'd be on,
explode.
You ain't got no complaints where you live?
It's a circle of life. The queen's job is only to lay eggs. And when you lay another queen, in the box, you got to go too. And when she leaves her box, she takes like 2/3 of the army with her. But she'll leave enough food and fighters behind for the new queen.
She know when her time up.
That's what I was going to ask you.
It's like a 3-circle. That's all she does. A 3-circle. How do you say? Circle of life. Lay eggs. Have the daughter. She dies off in 1 or 2 years. The daughter dies off 1 year. You just keeps going. keeps
So
going.
how you get a new
going.
queen? Like what's the process?
The process of a new queen is overcrowdedness.
What do you mean? So like
I
mean if the queen would die.
You start off laying it, she lays 2,000 eggs a day. You figure that's
1,000 a day.
2,000 eggs a day. So when you start getting crowded in a little spot, you start making your own queen. They all all the bees make queens. It's a circle of life. You got to make a.
How you make a queen though?
Like he said, when she die off, who's next up?
Whoever has her chromosomes is Y. There's X and Y chromosome, and only
so they know from the pheromones and all that too.
Pheromones, when you're passing, you're trading. It's getting
so they
overcrowded.
know.
We gotta go.
They don't take no
she's making
elections
another
and nothing
queen.
like that. They don't. It's more natural. I feel you.
Right. So and then man tries to artificially make them swarm and add more, make more room.
Okay.
For sure.
This is circle of life. Whoever has her chromosomes will be the next queen. All the workers have 50% of their dad's chromosomes and 50% of their queen's chromosomes. Now the male, he gets 100% of the queen's chromosomes. But the male's life is lonely. He's gotta leave the nest because inbred ground. He's gotta go to other hives.
Kick him out.
Inbredness. It's just like the lion's the nomadic years, the lion. Where he's gotta go. And you got nomadic years, you're running around looking for a new pride.
Well, wasn't it a period of time, and this is where I started to become aware of bees, wasn't it a period of time, maybe a couple 10, 15 years ago, like there was in the news about the bees was disappearing for some reason?
Yeah, well,
did they ever say
that
true?
Their life expectancy now is 50% than it was in the 1970s because now you got pollution, you got pesticides in the air, and you got more poisons.
Environmental factors.
So what's the life expectancy of them now?
It's 1-2 years, back then it was a little bit more. Everything changed since the 70s.
A lot. Since the 50s as well.
50s, yeah.
But you even mentioned on the whole tip of nature, you were sharing about the frogs. And you were saying something about the like frogs is changing to be feminine or something?
Feminizing of the frog. The story of the feminizing of the frog, there's a certain chemical in pesticides that converts your hormones into estrogen. So we know like farm animals, or like an average human woman is like 10 mg of estrogen, So you got a cow on a farm, that's 300 mg's of estrogen. So if the cow goes to the bathroom on that dirt, sheep, chicken, all kinds of hosts of farm animals I can name, right? If they would go to the bathroom in that dirt and the rain would wash it to the nearest creek or river, you would meet up with the frogs and all that there.
So the estrogen gets transferred through the urine.
The frog, what happens is the frog, he's saying ribbit, ribbit. That's their form of looking for a mate. After a couple of weeks, the frogs quit saying ribbit. He's in back of the lineup with all the female. We were wondering why. They're wondering why. Here they find out it was the pesticides in the pesticides are changing in the farm animals were changing
changing them from male to feminine.
To feminine, yeah, feminine, and that's not just happening to frogs. That's happening to all the fish in the world right now. They're finding out it's starting to change their sex because there's a lot of estrogen in the air. And what happens is when males get a lot of estrogen in their body, you start getting man boobs. At one time, they call these guys the perfect, what they call it, skinny fat dudes, where your legs are skinny, your arms are skinny, and you got man boobs, and your stomach is big. And we all know if your stomach is big, it cuts off the circulation. Stomach going down, and you start cutting the circulation down, something's wrong with your heart.
Right.
For sure. Man, that's deep. That's interesting. But I don't want to take up too much time. I know we got about 15 more minutes. And last time you was on the show, we were sharing about to get in contact with the mayor to bring out like a space for you to do art. And has that came about? You want to give us a little update on that?
I'm about looking at these walls here. I'm named it Lucky of the Walls of Bob Huffman, about to open it up soon. It's right around where the skateboarders are, and
Skate
comes
park?
around, wraps around. Yeah, thanks to the mayor, Dave, park officials, and you guys for supporting. And oh man, other people I can thank right now, but it's happening. It's happening. I'm working on it right now. You know, getting back to this thing about the frog.
Go, yeah. That's deep.
I was thinking, you know, right now you got little 9-year-olds right now would start menstruating early because of the estrogen is so high. If you look at shelf preservative in foods today, that is an estrogen there. You look at the cereals and how many cereals have soy in them. You look at the back of the box of the cereal, you see soy, and if you see chemical BHA or BHT, that's also estrogen. So not only that, you're throwing it in milk, which is also, so you're looking at, man boobs is going to be at all high easily.
Whoa. Slow down. Slow. You said B. I'm taking notes over here. You said BHA and BHT.
BHT and BHA is an estrogen form of
not BET, man. Don't put BET, bro.
BET is harming minds.
And then you throw milk in there, which is all estrogen, and then you got the cereal, which is made of soy. The only one now, I did the research, and the only one is Cheerios, Chex. They don't have none of that stuff. You know what I mean?
The old school cereals.
Cheerios, you know, which is good for your heart. Chex. There's a couple others.
I'm a cereal man too. I smash cereal no matter
what.
But
check the back of the box of your cereal if it says soy, and then if it has shelf life to it, and then you're adding milk, which is also your estrogen count.
What about almond
in your body? You know
what about almond milk?
Almond's great milk, man.
Cause I got off of that dairy.
You know, it's funny
and
because
soy milk.
It was hard to eat cereal. It's like the transition of eating cereal with almond milk.
Yeah,
once you get over that, you go.
Yeah, it's funny because
what's better than rice milk? Rice milk is kind of thin. I noticed almond milk is like more thicker, so it's like more of a like reminds you of regular milk.
Almond milk,
yeah. Go ahead and get yourself some almond milk, man. That blew my mind.
Stay hydrated because if the veins starts constricting, it gives you high blood pressure. And when you stay hydrated, you won't have constricted veins.
I see you got. I see you. Peace. You got your Deer Park with. We had we had a gentleman on.
Rap tastes good in my mouth like Deer Park.
For sure.
Who say that?
Oh yeah. What I was saying. What were you saying about this? You know, we know too much estrogen makes a guy feminized, and too much estrogen makes a female manly. Starts getting manly guys. You know what I'm saying?
That's the FDA though. I did it.
Now you got 9-year-old girls that having periods at 9 instead
early.
of it's 12 and 14, and you got girls with 10 days menstruals cycles.
That's deep. I'm check into that a little bit. I know somebody was telling
me.
And
the guy won't get that mental health. Your brain start becoming inflamed when you start getting too much estrogen, and then you can't have that job or think properly. Then the white cells come in and start shooting everything up in the hood. You know, already got it. You got to eat stuff with the sun. You know, you got to eat stuff with the sun mostly. You know, energy.
I hear things. You know, like I said, I'm a TikTok checker. People come to me. Just because I'm a kind of like an insider and I know about government things and stuff happen before it do. So people come to me and they were sharing with me that there's kind of like a feminization going on with men.
Yeah, exactly.
I never really touched it. And now
with the story with the frog, you know now.
Farrakhan got heavy on that.
It's nature though.
Look at this. We get our water from Lake Redmond. Now imagine the deer pissing right aside. You got turtles. You got raccoons, possums. That's all going in your. You know, we can treat everything, but you can't treat hormones in the water. In the bigger cities,
and drugs.
This 13-year-old girl's on birth control, and they treat the sewage water. They can treat everything, but you can't treat hormones. So it'll mess your hormones up if you drink that water. And then they say, "Hey, Roger, but I buy bottled water." Now, you know, when you go to the hospital and you get the nicotine patches on your arm or you get some kind of fentanyl on your arm, it goes through your skin. Now, if you're taking a shower with this kind of stuff every day, even if you're drinking bottled water. So I got like a filter on my shower.
That's true.
You know, I got like a little filter. I went to Amazon, ordered that.
Tell me.
$20 filter, you know, 20 stage.
What kind of
when you take the shower, it's not going through your skin.
Right, absorbing. Your skin is an organ.
There's another way of getting poison is absorbing through your skin.
Yeah, send that to me. Whatever that. Water is important. You know, the water that you put in the body and the water that you
put that filter on that water.
They say all the water in the plastic bottles though ain't good.
I got you guys in the Cypress. My bad.
They said all the bottled waters ain't good.
Well, because of the
I
plastic.
guess you gotta go back to boiling water.
It's because of the plastic. All plastic is bad for your
gotta
body.
know what
What's the plastic get in your body? Unless you don't, they say BPA plastics or, you know,
got
as soon as the
numbers.
sun hits the
What
plastic.
about that water that comes from that spring? Like going up to the
Here's the
Valley.
thing.
Where's that water coming
You're,
from?
you know,
You talking about the one around here?
Yeah, going like
Seven
towards
Valley.
Seven Valley. That
Seven
spring.
Valley.
Oh, I know exactly where that
I know
is.
what you're talking. It might be
Where
good.
did that water come from?
They say it comes from up in there in the mountains or something.
I used to hit that water heavy.
Yeah.
And let hey, if there's a water supply go off, I know where
Right
that is.
there.
So anybody want to know, send me a message. I'll tell you where it's at. That's what you need, some fresh water for sure.
Fresh water. Fresh water. I used to have like a little water tester, and I tested all the waters, right? And you know, the big thing was fluoride. And remember we talked about that. Fluoride. And I even talked to the water company about that and stuff. And they said, oh, no, none of that's set. Everything's okay. You know, I even tested the water from the water company. It's high in alkaline, but you can't stop them dirty oils that's in there coming from them old pipes or that debris. You know, coming from,
Things to make you go,
I was told about, there's different water. I think at the time it was called Penta. That the atom now this is some nerdy stuff. I don't got my little nerdy glasses today.
Joe Paz.
My Joe Paz. But it was sharing about as far as the water, the fact that how it gets to a house. It got to hit these pipes. It got to hit all these angles. Got to hit this elbow, boom, boom, boom. And that the actual molecules of the water get clustered. Water gets into cluster, what they call like hard water or whatever. Like even when you wash your clothes, your clothes don't even get clean because the water molecules are so big that it's like throwing big clumps of something at it as opposed to throwing little sand, little dots. And so I have some friends of mine that had water filtration system. I forget what it's called right now, but yeah, even something like that, the hard water, treating your water, and there's some chemicals you put in to kind of soften it. That's what it's called.
If everybody gets a chance to check out the story of the frog.
Story of the frog.
Got to check out the story of the frog in the suburban pond.
Suburban pond.
The frogs is turning feminine. So we got a couple more minutes that we want to go, but yeah. So back to you were saying about the art space. You said over there.
I'm Bob Huffman.
Bob Huffman Stadium. I'm trying to think where it's at. I know where the skateboard park is.
Yeah, there's skate rink.
Right.
There's softball fields. Them walls that run back there, adjacent all the way around.
Okay.
I was going towards Penn State York.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
We used to be that hill. We used to ride little.
Yeah, on the other side of
Soapbox, Derby Hill. Well, that's good. And so when you think you're gonna start putting paint on the walls and all that, is the weather do anything for that?
Yeah, we're getting things together right now. No, the weather hasn't been helping, but I'm putting things together. I'm trying to get a supplier. Trying to get a couple people from different out of town. Get everybody together.
Hey, you're in the right place. You're on an hour of power right now. So you need a supplier? Like what kind of like supplying like paints and things of that nature?
Yeah, I'm trying to work on. There's this place up in Lancaster I'm working on. Lancaster's got a movement going on. They got a hip hop church up there where after church they're doing DJing, break dancing, and spray painting and stuff. It's going on right now. They got a big movement going up there. Shout out to Skills and
We can take this show on the road. We can go to Lancaster. Lancaster needs this knowledge over there too.
Yeah.
Go and see what they over there doing.
Lancaster's moving right now.
The Red Rose.
Yeah, that's a real. I had a brother that came up to me. He visited me down in my stand at Central Market. By the way, if you need your bath and body products, make sure you stop down at Our Sons and Daughters at Central Market every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Beard oils, soaps, candles, body oils. We got everything you need. So the brother came down there and he was telling me about the significance of York. You know what I mean? Because now we already kind of know a little bit that how York. And I think we had this conversation a little bit with Uncle Billy, and it kind of blew my mind. And I'm on some Indiana Jones type stuff now. I'm really doing kind of my research. Is that this area right here in York used to be like what's called the Rosicrucians, it was basically a sect of like like you call like these secret societies, these secret orders of individuals that have knowledge. I've always thought that people, you got them secret symbols like the Masons and all that. I always thought they was the bad guy. I always thought they was like they say the Illuminati. I thought they was the ones that the devil worshippers and all that other type weird stuff.
They call it the underhand.
Yeah.
They ain't, you don't see,
right? But what I'm coming to notice is that some of these secret societies, such as the Rosicrucians from my research, is these are individuals that had divine knowledge. They had knowledge from straight out of Kemet, straight out of Egypt, and so what they kind of came into development in opposition to these elites that I alluded to in my little conversation that I'll talk to. There's people, believe it or not, if you listen at home, there is a small group of individuals that is actually running everything, and there's very, very shadow. So these, I guess, when they were starting to develop this shadow government that's taking over the world, some people that had like minds, they had that knowledge, and they had to go into hiding because they will go. You see what they go into in the Mayan civilizations, take the knowledge, burn everything to the ground, put it in the basement of that place to start with a V. So some individuals, and you had that knowledge, you don't want your stuff to be ended up in that place with the V. So you had to kind of go underground. And so the Rosicrucians was one of those groups, and they set up base here in York, Pennsylvania. So you can go over to what's called Quakerstown, Pennsylvania. It's not too far from here, and you'll see some of the remnants of the settlers when they came over. And so I believe it's like a little underground. It got to be some underground knowledge over here in York. They made their scene as of yet, but yeah, that's my little part about that. What time we got open here? But I just wanted to also we wanted to talk a little. Oh, I got a little quiz for you. You the bee expert, right? I got a quiz.
We can talk about this all day.
I got one for you. I Googled this. And if anybody knows the answer at home, you can go ahead and chime it in there. How many eyes does a bee have? Now this comes from.
You got a lot of eyes.
This comes from something called buzzaboutbees.net. I ain't trying to put you on the spot. I thought it'd be some kind of fun to do. This say, bee has 5 eyes, 3 simple eyes on top of its head, and 2 compound eyes. I don't even know what that means. With numerous hexagonal facets.
Yeah, that's why you can see all the way around 360.
Well, let me see. What are the members? Oh, you already said this. As far as the members of the honeybees, it said the queen, the workers, and the drones. There's no other type of.
No, the workers' job, they're all female. Their job is to cater to the queen. And they got the special gland which can make the royal jelly for her to reward her. And like I said, a queen's job is to lay 200 eggs a day.
I don't mess with bees, y'all. Bees just look weird when you see them up. When you see them up close, because I ain't like spiders and things of that nature. Just to look at them up close was kind of like bug me out.
Yeah, it's something to like.
So for those who are watching on WRC TV channel, it's going to be concluding in a few moments. Everybody that's watching on Facebook, we're going to go for a little bit long.
Yeah.
Cause I know you said, I don't know if we got time to go into the horoscope a little bit.
We got a little bit of time left here.
Go ahead, yeah, we got time.
I wanted to say, the bees do get like a little mite, like a little underneath the armor. They do get parasites. It's like a little worm thing. And then what happens is it usually hits the drones and male, and then when male goes from hive to hive, he can pass that on from hive to hive.
Okay.
And we all know what parasites do to you. They make you act funny, not the same. You do things, irrational. Behavior is different.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say that too. That they do got testing for that too. We got to test every stone off for that parasite. And that's how we were talking about. If you look at salmon, out in the wild, 75% of the world's salmon has that parasite worm.
I love salmon.
I do too, but 75%. If it's wild salmon, it's got worms in it. You don't want to take a chance. You don't want to be the 25% either.
So you got to really say. So farm ways don't have the worms.
Right, because they don't eat that wild tapeworm. And anything in the river, pond, You got tapeworms in there.
I'm a city boy, man. I'm trying to learn here. So I'm trying to say the pros and the cons. So I guess
caught salmon at the crib.
No, I don't eat no wild. You know, anything wild, you don't want to do anything fresh.
I will run somebody over to get some wild caught salmon. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no. When you see the statistics and do the research, you're taking a chance getting that tapeworm.
I seen something on like.
Yeah, here's how they kill it. They'll freeze the salmon for 14 days, and Walmart hopes it kills it. But tapiaki, what is it? There's other
tilapia.
Fish. Tilapia is the other fish that came from the freshwater too. Now there was a story of a little girl that left the fish in defrost and whatever, and she took it back to Walmart, and they can actually see the little tapeworm. It goes from eggs
I seen somebody had
to worms in no time. You know what I mean?
They had it before they cooked it for their family, and they had a big old worm up in that joint.
In the industry, the only way to kill it is freeze it for 14 days. But if you got a Walmart truck that the refrigerator ain't even working right, back of the truck, you know what I'm saying? And we getting there. I don't know what these side stores be doing around here either. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But even in smoked salmon, you're looking at 75%.
So I guess with farm raised salmon, what is the con for that? Or with the pros and cons?
It's maybe not as healthy as it is.
Don't have like the nutrients and
omega-3s
you want
something
and all
that's
that.
free range all the time when you're eating something. You know, you don't want something constricted.
Yeah, the energy. Right.
So with that said, what I was saying is, the farm fed is controlled by corn and all that, and vitamins and all that too. Mm-hmm. But it's not the same.
So how would you know if a person would have if you would have a tapeworm that's in you? Would it be some type of?
They got when they do in the bee colony, they go in and they'll take a bee. They'll stick him into some kind of little tube. It's got a little cage in there, and they'll have like some blue solution, and they'll beat the head. They shake. He'll get beat up that day. They'll shake him up, shake it, and the solution is supposed to drop the parasites. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So kind of clean them off a little.
They actually got soap that do that too. Using soap, parasites.
Antibacterial soap. Antibacterial soap for bees.
But that's how they drop them.
Make me think of Dial.
Well, that's what I want to say.
You
see, they got this new thing happening right now. It's called spotted lanterns. I don't know if you've seen them.
Tell us about this thing, man. Now, I got my own opinion, but I'm
spotted lanterns, right? They attack the trees and
kill them, right? Okay.
Yeah, they suck the sap out of them. But what they do is when they poop out sugar, right? So bees love that sugar now. So bees been attacking that sugar.
Okay.
So now you're finding out bees are living longer now with that sugar, even through the winter.
Off of them flies, them lantern flies.
It's weird because these flies came from China at a landfill, at a rock fill. Came through rocks, and they spread it. Migrated from Pennsylvania, the lantern flies. And what happens was when they suck on these trees, the trees themselves go into a defense mode, and they secrete a defensive chemical to try to kill the bug. But that's what the lanternfly loves, because the red and yellow in a lanternfly is telling other bugs, if you eat me, that's what you're going to eat, that poison. They suck up the poison. The lanternfly will suck the tree's poison up. Mm-hmm. Every tree suck the poison, because a tree, when it gets attacked, it goes into defense. Converted sugar comes out the other end, and bees love it. So now what they're finding is they're getting this honey real dark, right? People say, "Oh man, it don't taste good. It's nasty." So I talked to this girl at Penn State. She did all the research. They're finding out it's medicine-y now. It's got more medicine property than the original honey. So it's more like super honey. So there's a market.
The bees.
The lanternfly honey now is more healthier than our honey. Wow. So there's a market, but it tastes nasty. Anything good tastes bitter.
Right.
Nasty anyway. You gotta have a palate.
Well, this is what I thought. Now, I'm a little bit, I try to be on a whole nother level of understanding. I would see them, now mind you, I hear stuff going on in the news, and I check all my news most of the time. I don't care. I leave them things alone. This is what I was telling the kids. They was like, Mr. Phil, we got to kill the lanternflies. Like, there was a period of time where we was considered to be a lanternfly. You know what I mean? You go back 60, 70 years or whatever, you be in the wrong area in time. Get him.
But, you
But
know
it's a creation. It was created. You know what I mean?
With them findings, it changed my mind too. I don't mess with them. With
I don't think I ever
after,
I never killed not one of them lanternflies ever.
After she told me the research on that and how beneficial that honey is, I won't even touch a lanternfly now.
Because nature has a way, even if we don't understand it in our own consciousness.
Even the stink bug?
That's what they're, I don't know.
What the hell's a stink bug?
Some little flat things to look weirdy.
You mean like the worms that be rolling up? And
Nah. How could I? If the stink bug.
Flat. I had one
flat,
time getting near TV or so. Oh, one time in somebody's car or something.
Yeah.
Stink bugs. Sorry, folks at home. I'm having a little brain moment.
Don't let a kissing bug get you. Don't be sleeping out there.
Kissing bug.
Yeah, what's a kissing bug?
Oh man, it hit you right here inside your lip. You'll get what is that? Chunga. Man, you be sleeping outside in the hand and something kiss you. It's game over. Parasite City.
Oh, yeah. It kind of looked like I'll be honest with you. I don't. When I was younger, you know, I used to kill all types of stuff. I used to step on to see a bug, see a squirrel, a little cricket. I don't kill none of that stuff. I'm trying to be. I'm
I
like,
used to catch bumblebees and fly.
I go like this. I take a deep breath. And I have them just. I'm be one of them dudes that had like the bees all over my face.
That's the kissing bug.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
You don't want that kissing you. It'd be game over.
Only thing I know to stay away from is them wolf spiders or them
brown ones or something.
brown recluse ones. That's I say you come in my house, you in there, then you fair game. I might take you out. You know, other than that, I'll be trying to take the bug and put it in a cup. I'm trying to take it outside. So I'm like, bye, be free, bug. But yeah. So we got a little bit of time. I know you so you want to speak a little bit about horoscope. I know we want to kick that into a whole nother aspect because that's something that I've been very, very interested in. And there's something that I've been kind of dispensing. I kind of text you and share. It's called Love Cards by Robert Camp. So I don't know if you want to jot that down. That thing is real kind of specific, you know, and it's interesting how all these type of sciences work to kind of explain human behavior and like what the like for instance, I'm a Libra, you know, and different Libras. I met somebody a couple of days ago. They were sitting there talking. I was just like, "You a Libra, ain't?" And they like, "Yeah, you a Libra." So you can see like certain type of patterns with personalities and such. What's your sign?
I'm Pisces. Now the signs is that founded by Romans?
With the
signs,
astrological signs?
Yeah. Romans find them or pass the teachings along to.
I mean, because there's concepts of that in all cultures. There's a Native American one, you know, and they use different. In Native American astrology, I'm a raven.
Well, we know the Dogon tribe in Africa seen Saturn and knew the moon went around the Earth.
Sirius? Yeah,
and they knew the Sirius long before the French invented the telescope.
Right.
You know, and then they was able to see it through the telescope.
Yeah, so from my understanding that
got from the fish.
It's real deep as far as, you know, going to the research of like horoscopes and what they do. Just to understand what's happening in the sky, what's happening in space, has a correlation on human behavior. It's just mind-boggling to me because I'm always everything to me is a science, and I want to know why. You know, and one thing for sure, if anybody who doubts this at home, doubt that the heavenly bodies have an effect on human behavior, wait till a full moon happens. Ask people in the hospital field and in the law enforcement field, they'll tell you that when those type of things take place, people behavior go all type of haywire. We got a solar eclipse taking place coming up pretty soon.
I understand the moon affects the water tides.
Yep.
The tidal waves in the water at night. The moon also affects the Earth. If there was no moon, the Earth would tilt so far back, we'd have catastrophic weather.
Yeah.
It'd be freezing cold, you know, without the moon to hold the Earth in place. You only get so much tilt.
I gotta mess your head up though. You know, there's a tribe in Africa that actually writes about, you know, in their traditions and that they pass on. There was a time before the moon was even there. And this goes into some of the conversation. Go to Ptah Shakur on YouTube. I go into the moon.
Did she leave Saturn and went into the moon?
That thing, that moon that you see up in that sky, it ain't what you think. Even the NASA astronauts that went up there, they went around to that dark side of the moon, and they know exactly what that thing is. They even have some real high. Russia, everybody know Russia was first in space.
Right.
They took some very, very detailed pictures of the moon's surface and gave, I think out of 22, they gave U.S. government 8 of them. And one of the, I think it was an interview that was being done at the, like, some type of military installation, and they had a picture of one of, like, a printout of the picture of one of these pictures that the Russia gave them for the moon or whatever. It was just happened to just lay on the table. You know, the camera crew was talking to the person, Didn't know this thing was fully exposed. And what you can see that on the moon, there's towers. Ptah Shakur is sitting here telling y'all, you hear what he said? Hear me now, believe me later. And not only that, when NASA, when the astronauts, when they took off from the moon, you know, they always drop like a little fuselage, or they drop like a whatever. They had a seismologist thing to determine, you know, they put it there and they dropped the whatever that particular device was, and they wanted to measure, you know, the vibration that it would cause when that actual thing hit. That's a way that they can show the composition of, you know, whatever is inside of it. When they did this, Google this, fact check me, hear me now, believe me later. The moon rang like a bell for 3 hours straight. This is what I'm saying to you. That thing up there, that thing is hollow. It's not, it don't have a crust and thing. It's not like Earth. It's more of a, and even if you look detailed, there's more and more pictures that's coming out. You can actually see rivets and you can see the outline of, right. Yeah, so that thing was placed there. If you look at just the pure coincidence that the Earth is the sun is 93 million miles away, and then the moon is 1/93rd the size of the sun, to the point where it can perfectly come and blot it out to the point we see that ring of fire. And when that ring of fire happens, you know, that's when a lot of volcanic eruptions, you know,
right, because
so it's so perfectly force. There, like I said, has that tidal pull, and you never see the back of it. So that moon is.
They say you see one side of the moon.
That moon is up there creepy, yo, and they up there fishing around on some stuff. So I'm just gonna say it like that. I'm gonna keep the conversation on some natural stuff. We're gonna get back in the lab in a little bit. We're gonna play our X-Files music, and we're gonna go into our conspiracy theories and all that other type of stuff. But yeah, we're about to close it up in a little bit. If anything you want to kind of close out and share concerning the painting thing.
I can go on forever. I'm just trying to think.
We appreciate you, yo. It's knowledge.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
I can go on. We can get touch more on it, but right now we can wrap it up.
It's nature now. So anybody who's they're listening, you know, understand it is a concerted attempt to get us out of our original state. Get us caught up in all these screens and in the metaverse and this and that. There's a real dystopian world that those 1%, like I said with the Dr. Stephen Greer, there's people that, if you're not going to use your own mind, there's somebody that is definitely going to use your mind for you. So make sure that you are using your manifesting power and use it to manifest something for yourself. Don't stop manifesting something for somebody else so they can so Gucci can keep racking in the money and the iPhone keep racking in the money. It's high time. This is freedom time. This is the most powerful time to be alive. Stay tuned on Monday. Ptah Shakur Speaks program here on this same channel from 8 p.m. From 8 to 9 p.m. And also for next program, we're going to have a gentleman from, where my notes? The CBD from, what's it called? I forget the name of it. He has a stand there in the Central Market. It's called Remedies, CBD Remedies or something. Farmer Free CBD. He's going to be here on next Wednesday, sharing a little bit about his products, as well as kind of giving a little explanation as far as CBD, THC, and all this and all that. He was trying to tell me a while ago, and I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. So he's going to be here, and as well, we've got reached out from a gentleman. I know I left it on the little promo that I did. he has a blog, a web blog. He wants to be on. He wants to kind of us, get interviewed and kind of spread his message. It's called the Melanated Report, and so I kind of checked him out on YouTube. And so he has some real dope content. So stay tuned for that. And until that, make sure that you are utilizing your brain. Like I said, really study your news. Make sure you treat everybody with love. I'm asking everybody to unite in love. Find that unconditional love. You can't love anybody outside of yourself until you love yourself first. The only unconditional love you can ever experience is love for yourself. Everybody else got conditions on it. Whether it be your wife or whoever, they love you to a point. You do something crazy, and you know what I mean. But it's understandable. That's not their job to love you. It's your job to love you. And so when you do that, I'm asking you, just give a small portion to those that are your physical reflections and your physical flesh, your fellow human being. Find your heaven on earth. If you're listening to this program and you don't have anybody that you can vibe with, that is looking for the best version of yourself, you can come on the program. You can come hang out with us. We here. We building. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. All we doing is just shining, smiling, entertaining, education. That's what we're here for. So I recommend everybody to find that heaven on earth. I promise you, you're going to develop that divine God within. And when you find that divine God within, I'm asking you to give a small portion, whether it be your neighborhood. Find some of them hooded youth. If you got those who know, you should teach. And so make sure you spreading that love and light. So this is Ptah Shakur signing off. Love and light to you all.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, we could.